So for the longest time, I kept waking up with this tight, worn-out feeling in my jaw, like I had been clenching for hours while I was asleep. Some mornings it was like a dull line of pressure running through the temples. Other days it showed up as this stiff, almost tired sensation when I tried to take my first bite of food. And the strange part was, none of it made sense. I wasn't stressed when I went to bed, and I wasn't doing anything unusual during the day. Yet every morning, there it was, the same buildup of tension, kept waiting for me. Then, after a while, I started noticing some signs that something was really wrong. My teeth felt more sensitive on certain days. The edges didn't feel as smooth when I ran my tongue across them. This was not just a random annoyance anymore. So in this video, I want to break down what was actually causing it all, and the solution that ended up making the biggest difference for me. Now, what really pushed me to take this seriously was how those little morning aches slowly turned into something that followed me throughout the day. When your teeth keep grinding against each other like that, the enamel is the first thing to go. And once it's worn down, it's gone for good. And you feel it, like a sip of something cold suddenly feels sharper than it should. Hot food leaves a sting. Even chewing feels more delicate than it used to. It's this ever-present reminder that something is breaking down, even if you can't see it happening. And as that layer gets thinner, the softer part underneath starts reacting to everything. That's when these tiny cracks show up, but they do not stay tiny. They spread. At one, and the second they open up, bacteria has a way in. Once it reaches the gums or the root, that pain is never going away on its own. That's where it stops being just uncomfortable and starts getting expensive. A single crown can hit over $1,200. Fixing a few teeth, over $10,000. And TMJ surgery, as high as 30 grand. It's so much. And it all builds from something you never notice happening in the moment. So once I understood what all that pressure was doing to my teeth, the next thing that made sense was looking at a night guard. And this isn't anything complex. It's a small layer, sits between your upper and lower teeth, and it stops them grinding into each other all night. But that tiny bit of space takes a huge amount of strain off everything. Your jaw isn't clenching as hard, the muscles don't stay locked the whole night, and your teeth aren't absorbing all that force. And when the guard actually fits right, it settles in and you stop thinking about it after a few minutes. But the problem I at least ran into, the cheaper guards just don't feel like that at all. Like the stock ones in the $15 to $40 range, even the Boil and Bite versions that cost like $25 to $60, they wear down real quick and they never really settle into place. They shift, they feel bulky, and sometimes your jaw even ends up clenching harder just to keep them where they're supposed to sit. You can wake up feeling tighter, not better. And if they're molded even slightly off, they can throw your bite totally out of line and irritate that joint that opens and closes your jaw. Custom guards, they are nothing like that. They're built to match the exact shape of your teeth. They're thicker where you need support, they don't move around while you're asleep, and they last for years instead of months. And if you've already spent a ton of money on crowns or any kind of dental work, these are the guards that are going to actually protect that. Now, the part about all this that surprised me was how much the material and thickness actually matter. Look, everyone's bite is different, and everyone puts a different amount of pressure on their teeth at night. So you need a guard that's built for your own mouth. If the guard is too thin, you'll wear right through it. If it's too hard or shaped wrong, it feels off and you won't want to use it. Getting one that actually matches your bite, that's what takes the strain off your jaw. That's what takes the strain off your teeth. And this is also where I learned there's a big difference in how these guards get made, because a dentist-made guard can cost anywhere from $300 to $800, mostly because of the office visits and the lab fees. But there are also direct-to-consumer companies that work with the same kind of labs, just without the in-office overhead. And those will fall anywhere between $95 and $200. They're still custom, still durable, and they last for just as long. So I did actually finally pull the trigger on a custom guard, and the one I ended up going with was from JS Dental Labs. And what I noticed right away is that it just felt solid. They use this really nice acrylic material that has a clean, sturdy feel to it, more like something you'd get through a dentist than anything you'd find off a shelf. There weren't any rough edges, nothing that dug into my gums. It didn't have that soft, bendy feel that cheaper guards always seem to have. It just sat in place the way it was supposed to, which made it a lot easier to wear throughout the night. And they're built based on how much pressure you put on your teeth. I personally, I went with the harder option because I bite down hard, unfortunately. And this one doesn't move or flex once it's in. It keeps everything steady so your jaw isn't shifting around. I took a ton of tension off. They shape it in a way that gives your jaw a comfortable spot to rest instead of tightening up. If you need something more durable, they can make a thicker version, up to 3 millimeters, so you're not wearing through it too quickly. Now, the part I kind of freaked out about with all this was the impression kit, because look, the idea of making a mold of my own teeth at home sounded really gross and weird. I pictured this whole thing where I'd have a tray full of goo and no clue if I was doing it right. But once I opened the box, it wasn't like that at all. Everything is laid out for you, and they only include extra putties so you don't feel like you get one shot at it. The actual process, very simple. Mix the putty, press your teeth into it just with some light pressure, hold still for about a minute, and that's it. And it feels more like biting into firm clay or something than anything messy. It doesn't taste or smell like anything, but what would help most is you can send them a photo of the impression before shipping it back. And someone on their team will check it to make sure it's good enough for the lab. If anything looks off, they tell you. Once mine got the thumbs up, I put it in the prepaid mailer they include and shipped it off. So one thing I think a lot of people worry about with anything custom is what happens if it doesn't fit the way you hope? That was on my mind as well, and what helped was knowing they give you a full year to get the guard right. If something feels off, they'll adjust it or remake it without charging you again. And if you try it and it's just not for you, they'll give you a full refund, which takes away a lot of the pressure of trying something new. And getting help from them ain't complicated either. You can text, email, or live chat, and someone will get back to you. Just makes the whole thing feel a lot more approachable, you know? So after trying both approaches, dentist and direct-to-consumer over the years, the real difference I found between the two guards, it's not just the price, it's the whole experience around it. When you go to a dentist, it feels very hands-on. They walk you through every step. They take the impression for you, and you leave knowing someone handles the technical side. It's familiar, and if you like having everything done in person, it can feel reassuring. The direct-to-consumer route feels completely different. It's quieter, simpler, and a lot more on your own time. There's no booking appointments, no sitting in a chair while someone shoves a tray into your mouth. You do the impression at home. You send a photo to make sure it's good, and then you wait for the finished card to show up in the mail. It's more relaxed and way less disruptive to your life. It really just comes down to whether you want everything handled in person or something you can take care of from home at your own pace. So hopefully this gave you a better sense of what's been going on with your jaw and what finally helped me ease some of that pressure. If you want to take a closer look at the JS Dental Labs guard I've been using, you can use the affiliate link down below. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and we might earn a small commission, which really does help out the channel. And sometimes we do have some special deals there that you just won't get if you go directly through their website. Also, if you're interested in working with us or sponsoring a future video, please just reach out using the email in the description below. If this helped at all, a quick thumbs up would always be appreciated. If you got any questions, leave them down in the comments, and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.